Hey y'all, hope y'all are keeping safe during this quarantine. So, DNA cloning of humans. There is a idea that DNA cloning of humans should be banned, and I believe otherwise. I think we should highly encourage DNA cloning of humans. So, cloning as a concept has been around in science fiction and several other genres for decades, and more recently it's been around as an actual science thing that we have. We can do it. We've cloned a sheep. And I hope in this short video to persuade y'all that cloning of humans should be highly encouraged. I'm going to do this by explaining what clones are, dismissing your ideas of what they might be, and sharing some of the possibilities that we could do with cloning. So to get started, clones aren't what you think they are. They're not you. There's like an idea in science fiction that a clone comes out, it has all your experiences, it has all your beliefs, it has all of that, or maybe even in some movies you've watched, they're evil. That's not the case. So because a person is a combination of experiences and beliefs, and if you're of the religious sort, a soul, they won't share any of that with you, because they would come out as a baby with our current understanding of cloning. You would have to raise that person from a child, and because they have different experiences from you all throughout that time, it would be a different person. Even if we had some kind of technology to make them come out as like a fully grown person with all of your memories, all of your beliefs, everything that you have, the second they see something different than you, experience something different than you, or have any other sort of experience that isn't exactly what you have, they would be their own unique person. So some people have concerns about souls, whether they would or wouldn't have souls. And that isn't really an issue, because, well, whatever. They would. Because they do. And in fact, we already have clones which prove that. That might be surprising. You already know them, in fact, or at least you know of them. Are these the results of government conspiracy, aliens, or some other sinister plot? No, unfortunately not. That would be cool, but no. It's just genetics. Identical twins. Identical twins are clones of each other. They are two people who share the exact same DNA. Do we worry about them having a soul? No. Do we worry about if they're ethical? No. They're just people. And in an exact sense, the clone is just a person too. It would be its own unique person, it just happens to look exactly like someone else. So for a clone, if we were to have them, they would share some kind of... You would have to make your own relationship with them. With our current technology, they would come out as a baby. So if you were to take a clone of yourself, you would have to raise it, and it would essentially be your child, who just looks a lot like you. Or if you were to, say, have a child and clone it, at that point they would just be siblings, you know? They would be identical twins of each other. So possibilities of cloning. There are a lot of possibilities. Primarily, the first one is into genetics. If we pursue this area, looking deeper into our genetics of how to clone people and make more people, we will, of course, it goes hand in hand with getting a lot of discoveries in genetics. We could find out many things, and this is somewhat of a hazy topic because, well, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. But there will certainly be discoveries that will go hand in hand with cloning if we pursue that areas of research. More importantly, the benefits for healthcare, primarily organ transplant. So I had a neighbor who was a pillar of the community. She was a wonderful person. Her name was Miss Leslie. And due to some alcohol abuse in her younger life, she had destroyed her liver. And as I knew her, she got sicker and sicker, and it was she was placed on the donation list for getting a liver, and she actually died while she was waiting for a liver. And this is very sudden and crazy because not many people want to donate their organs. Even if they die, they don't want to donate them because they feel it's like defiling their body or something like that. I don't know. I'm an organ donor. I don't understand the problem with not being one. Regardless, there aren't a lot of organs, and there's way too many people who need them compared to the number of people who are willing to donate them. If we were to go into cloning, which goes hand in hand with cloning a full person, is cloning parts of a person. In fact, if, say, your liver fails, like my wonderful neighbor, Miss Leslie, she could go in and have a sample of her liver taken and have them grow one for her, which there wouldn't have to be any concerns about your body rejecting it because it's yours. It is identical to yours. Because yours worked, there wouldn't be any issues there. Similarly, not just for organ failure, but for people who have autoimmune disease, like diabetes or Crohn's disease, they would be able to go in and get a replacement, and hopefully their immune system wouldn't attack it. So, now let's get into a little bit more imaginative for thinking in the future. And this is far in the future, although not as far as you might think, for when we're starting to colonize other planets and planetary bodies, asteroids and that sort of things. Because we would have the issue of population, we might want those to be very large, what we could do is we could send people over and clone them. Now, there would be some issues there about having, in the long term, there might be some issues with not enough of a genetic variance, but it would be an artificial population boom for the short term. So you have for instance, you have a plague, and a lot of people die from it, and you need people to fill those jobs, and you don't have the people for it. You could clone some of the people currently alive, grow them up. Well, actually, I should rephrase. This is assuming we have the ability to clone them at their current age. So here you would be able to clone them, and there they would be, able to fill the job. And you wouldn't have to worry about any concerns there because they're just people. So, to wrap up, human cloning should not be banned. In fact, it should be highly encouraged because our understanding of clones isn't what we might think it is. They're just people. We already have them, identical twins. And there are so many possibilities of other areas which would benefit from human cloning. Along all of these, I think that clones, number one, they aren't bad, and two, we should highly research human cloning. Thank you for your time.